Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are considering to further your studies in Australia, then you have come at the right place. In our today's discussion, we are going to tackle a very crucial topic about how to avoid student visa refusal in Australia. First, it is very important to understand the common reasons as to why student visa get refused. And this could range from a number of, reasons ranging from incomplete application to insufficient funds documentations. And in today's discussion, we are going to dive deep into some of the strategies that you can look, you can follow, you can check and avoid your application being refused. Without wasting much time, let's get into it. Number one, and very important. Now, first of all, it's important to understand that in Australia, the institutions or universities are categorized into three risk levels. There is risk level 1, 2, and 3. So level 1 is more safer compared to institution in level 3. The same is applied to the visa applicants. Students are grouped into level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 students are those from countries like Britain, countries like US, all those advanced countries, and which is almost at the same level as Australia. If you are from level 3, that is, less, it's high risk, students, and so your application is subjected to much scrutiny. So it's important first to understand which category or which risk level your country is. So for instance, if you're applying from a risk level 3, the chances are that your application are subjected to to a higher scrutiny. And for you to increase your chances of getting visa if you are applying from level 3 is to focus on level 1 institutions. In that way, it will be not that much subjected to scrutiny because of the ranking of the institution. But if you apply from level 3 country and you are applying to level 3 institutions, it's almost close that your application will be refused. Number 2, financial evidence. In Australia, before you are granted a student visa, you need to prove to the immigration department that you are capable of funding your studies here in Australia. And so there is a requirement that you are supposed to show an evidence of funds from an acceptable source of income. That could be your salary or your sponsors, a source of income. If it is business, you need to attach the supporting documents like business registration. You need to show that they are compliant with the tax regulations, and any other supporting document to prove that this is a genuine source of income. Lump sum and deposits to accounts without proper explanation of where the money came from, it's not acceptable. So you need to have proper documentation when it comes to the financial evidence, because this is one of a major contribution to the reason why student visas are being refused. Number 3, and this is very important, you need to demonstrate that you are a genuine student who is coming to study in Australia. There has been an introduction of GST in Australia, that is genuine student test, that is meant to exactly try to find out who is a genuine student and who is not a genuine student. So you need to have a clear purpose. You need to understand why you are coming to study in Australia. You need to align why your chosen course of study aligns perfectly with your previous study and what you want to achieve in life. So you need to have a clear goal, and you need to convince the immigration why choosing Australia is the best option for your career. So it's very, very important to do a background research, to do a lot of reading, and exactly to understand why you are taking that course, and the long-term benefits to your life as a person. Number four, as a way of reducing the number of students and the immigrants coming to Australia, Australia has also increased the level of English test. So for you to avoid or to try to maximize the chances of getting student visa in Australia, it is important to aim at achieving a higher grade in English, preferably from PTE or HIELTS. So when you get a higher grade, you're going to increase your chances of being, granted student visa, as compared to someone who has just as a functional English, level. Number five, you need to address any gaps in your study periods. If there's a gaps that you are not studying and you are not working, you need to address them properly. It doesn't mean that when you are not studying and you are not employed that you're gonna refuse, you're gonna get a visa refusal. No, you need to address them, properly. Maybe you are assisting at home, or you had someone you are taking care of, or because of some circumstances you are unable to be at work or to continue studies. So you need to address any gaps, in between your studies. When you explain them properly, the visa officer is able to understand. But when you leave gaps, it raises a lot of eyebrows, and this could lead to your visa being refused. Number six, try to aim at degree level and above. Try to avoid cheap, diploma certificates and certificate for courses, because Australia is looking at recruiting students who are studying at a level that's gonna help its economic system. And so, if you are studying something which is of low value, then you're gonna, your chances of getting a visa, it's gonna be very low. So try to choose a course that is in line with what Australia is trying to achieve. Do a bit of background, check and research, and choose something that is of value. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this one will, try to prepare you when you're doing your next application, if you are almost doing it, or if you are aspiring to study in Australia in the future. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again in my next video.